Welcome back to Neil RC, guys. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? Me too. We're doing just fine. Um, just want to give a little shout out to my brother from another mother. I'm hoping this will actually show up right. Yeah, Mr. Slimeball himself. Yeah, I haven't worn his shirt in a while. So tonight, for the video, for Neil RC, I'm going to wear my brother's shirt. The reason for the video, as I was explaining to you all, that Neil RC is doing some new stuff. We're going to step our game up for this year. And this is a product that I had just gotten from Amazon, literally. It hasn't been here 5 minutes. And I made up my mind that I was going to do this video on this. So, there's the package. And what's in the box, or not in the box, but what's in the paper sack. Making sure there's nothing else. Put that down there for right now. What we have here is some extra goodies. It's going in one of our vehicles for this year. We got some bigger batteries. And the batteries we got, because they're bigger, better built, won't fit in the battery trays. So we had to step up our game and buy new battery trays for 2 of our vehicles. And I don't know how else to explain this, but I'm going to try and show. Yeah, I know this is going to be backwards. Dang it. I may have to turn this phone around, guys. I really am. I may end up having to turn this phone around because I don't think this is going to work to do it this way. But anyway, what it is, it's a hot racing battery tray. So, yeah. Let's get this thing cracked open, see what it is.
Oh, look here. Welcome back, y'all.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to this because this one's supposed to be for the Typhon. I do have one coming for the Kraton so that she can run 8S in it this year. She's going to try. She has a hard time. Well, she can get by with it with the 4S pretty good. I mean, she's really good with the 4S. But 6S and 8S are a whole nother ballpark, guys. And yous that been in this hobby now for a while all know that. Okay? So let me go ahead and I'll grab my blade here. Cut the top on. I will post this link in the bottom of the video. And you know how this works, guys. Those links down there, along with my store link, if you choose to use them links, it gives me a small commission off of that purchase. Yes, I have to tell you this every time. I'm sorry, but it's the rules to the game. I did get some screws, a battery strap, and a very nice, very large battery tray. And then, like I said, by using that link in Amazon, it does not make your price go up. So get rid of that fear. You're paying the same price for it as I am. I get no discounts. Okay? What this does, instead of them, whoever that is on the other side, getting the discount or getting the commission off the sale, I get it. It is a small one, but it's something. And over, as far as I'm seeing now through Amazon, every 90 days they send out what everybody has earned. Within 180 days, I have to have 3 people out there use my link to Amazon and purchase something. And out of them 3, that is what Amazon looks at. Okay, he's capable of selling something on Amazon. After that, I start earning commissions. Until then, I don't receive a nickel. So that's where I need you guys to step up. The first link in the very top, you're going to see my Amazon link. It's going to read whatever it does. It may be a short link. It may be the long link. I haven't found that it makes any difference. Either one that my wife clicks on, because I have shared stuff with her just to see if it works. It brings her right to the Amazon page. And if you have Amazon in your phone or your computer or wherever it is, you click on that link, it'll pull up the Amazon page. Whatever you buy on that page, or not page, but say you want to buy groceries, say you want to buy RC parts, say you want to buy stuff for your pickup or car, a portion of that sale, because you came there off of my link, gives me a small commission. Okay? If you use the links below, when I link this in that below, this beautiful hot racing, yeah, that's upside down now. Yeah, it's not going to put it right. I'm going to have to switch this over to the other camera to the back, and I'm just going to have to go with it. When you use the link for this, I will get a commission price off of this because you came there off of my YouTube video, and you will see that link there, and that'll take you to wherever you're watching it off from, your cell phone, your whatever, to whatever product or whatever device you're using it to search YouTube. If it's linked to Amazon, it'll automatically pull that up, and that's how you get to buy stuff off of there, and I get that small commission out of it. And by small, it's usually pennies, nickels, and dimes. At most, is what I'm assuming right now. So it's not like I'm making huge money here. Okay, I'm making very small baby steps into this whole program. I'm trying to do what I can. 1, to share the products that I use. 2, so that you, if you like the product that I use, can go there and help me get more products out. Because everything that you guys buy, and I get a commission off of every 90 days, everything that's I receive from Amazon all goes back into this hobby. Every bit of it. Nothing goes to anything else but this hobby. Whether it be batteries for the battery tray, whether it be wires, whether it be connectors, whether it be tires, whether it be another vehicle. And if there's enough of you guys that go in there and do it, maybe down the road, if I see that there's a lot of people using that link and I'm getting a lot of money quick and I don't have a purpose for that money, I may just go ahead and just buy a vehicle and put it up here for auction. Or better yet, seeing how you guys help buy it, I may just put it up here as a giveaway. How's that sound? But I'm not going to be able to do that at nickels, dimes, and pennies. I'm going to have that done, and, where I'm actually seeing dollars roll in, dollar bills on a regular basis. Because without that, I can't take what I'm putting into my hobby and give away right now. I'm not set up for that. So there's my Amazon spew. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go over here to my car and see how this fits. So here we go. All right. Here we are. We are back. You're over top of the project that we are working on, or getting ready to work on. And this is my Typhon. My 6S Typhon. I have some stuff here I've got to manipulate and move out of the way. I have some pieces here by the looks of things that is going to have to be juggled through the wild blue yonder here. And it looks like there's going to be some screws I'm going to have to remove here off the bottom. So let me go ahead. I'm going to tip this back over this away. Grab my 2.0. And I believe these ones here on the outside, if I'm not mistaken, are just for that plate. And there's ones that are just behind that. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 screws down the side here. These 4, and I think these 2 right here. Possibly these 2 that all have to come out. So what we're going to do is we're going to loosen, not all the way, biggest share of the way. Oh, that actually stuck to the screwdriver. Yeah. And we're going to see if this thing fits. They said it was made for it. It was made for the bigger 6S batteries. And that's what I'm after. Her Kraton, on the other hand, that's going to get an 8S. I've already made up my mind on it. Her Kraton's going to have one 8S for it. And then her pulling rig tractor that she's got, that's going to have one 8S in it. And then with any luck after that, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get an 8S battery, one single 8S battery for the Rampage down here. And that's what I'm going to be using those 8S batteries for. Everything that I can run literally on 8S is going to have one 8S battery for that rig. And they will be kept near, not in, near that rig. So therefore it stays with that rig. I know Z makes the perfect little bitty battery packs. The charging pack holders that when you charge it, it kind of helps protect you and your house from a major fire, which I know 8S is a big battery, y'all, okay? That puts off a lot of flame if it ever ends up going out bad, but that's the reason why you charge it in a safe location. And you be very careful when you're charging it. You watch it, you keep an eye on it. Don't let things get out of control. And you do your diligence. And you let it work its thing. So, what do we got here? This looks like it goes and of course it goes that way. So I'm assuming that all this bracket right here, this bracket right here is part of the receiver tray. And if I want to keep my receiver tray where it's at, I just remove these 2 screws and attach them back to here in those 2 holes, and that reattaches that. Then I just set this all back down in here. That's what I'm seeing. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm not losing my receiver box, because this vehicle has seen some water, water crossings, the whole 9 yards. So I'm going to pull them out of the bottom of the battery tray. to separate said battery tray from the chassis. I do believe I'm going to need that strap because I think these ones here, if I'm not mistaken, only have 2 straps in them. I'm not sure, but I'm fixing to find out. Yep, I'm fixing to find out before I go any further, because there's no sense in me dropping that brand new battery tray in here. Yep, it has 3 battery straps. Has 1 long one and 2 short ones. So that's good. That's a very, very, very good thing. I do not need to use this battery strap or the other battery strap that went around the long way, which is over here on this now. I can take that battery strap off altogether and rework them, which is absolutely positively fine for me. Yeah, I'm just moving them right over here, getting them so they open up a little bit. Now I got to take those 2 screws off. And they are Loctited. And just so you can see it, yeah, that's a tight fit. And I'm sure you can see the red there. Yeah. They put something good on them. And they are the same short ones. That's good to know. And it is metal in metal. So I can Oh, yeah. That's going to be a fun one. But I got it. That's what happens when you have hand strength. Don't know too many people that can bust them off with their hands. But that's a really good tool right there. You can see the, let me get that in camera. Focus, focus. There we go. Focus. Yeah, you can see how bad that was covered in Loctite. That had a lot of it. So then we're going to take that and slide that back down in there, and that will not fit. Check that out. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But those holes for them, they line up this way good, but the bracket here that comes out, it sticks out too far. So that is not going to efficiently work for this. That's a bummer. That's a big bummer, y'all. I was hoping that was going to fit. Glad nast it. Let's see. What other options do we have? I could. Maybe they go under and through into it. Let me check that idea out. That may actually be there for a reason now that I'm thinking about it. I'm willing to find out if you guys are. You willing to hang in here for a little bit? We'll have ourselves a midweek video anyway. Lord knows I need one. Yes, sir. I'm trying to keep up with my video content, just like everybody else. I'm trying to make sure there's something on every Wednesday and Sunday. And as of right now, I've got videos lined up the way out to almost May. Well, it's into May right now. I've got videos lined up all the way into May. Let's see if this goes in this way. Oh. More issues. It ain't a relocation of that box, is it? By putting it in this way. Could it be? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. This box may actually not be for the Typhon. Like they said it was for. Because that is not, it's hitting the gear right here. On either side of that, it's hitting it. It's hitting it hard. It's not just a little bit. I mean, I have not changed that gear in this, and that is not lining up at all. Zilch. So, with that being said, this one may not be for this. Let me pull this stuff aside. Getting my brother's shirt all dirty. Yeah, gotta love that. Let me pull all this aside for just a second and rethink my logic here, because I could have swore the one that was coming today was for the Typhon. But apparently I'm wrong. Very wrong. And that Typhon or Kraton over here is a monster of a rig. And I don't want to mistake one battery tray for the other. So I am going to double check on my stuff real quick, because I got her Kraton right over here. It don't go far. It's always within reach. And I'm thinking that's also on this side. Oh. Yes. Her battery tray is on this side. And yes, I'm going to make sure before I pull this apart, because now I got a whole bunch of screws and a whole bunch of hardware laying on the table. That does not match up to anything. And this one does look like it lines up better. Okay. Well, let me pull that off of there. That out of there. Swing this over to here. I said swing over to here. I may have to tuck wires, y'all, because they are pretty big wire. Yeah, I think that goes on this side. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I do not know, guys. It looks like it lines up better. I may have to get rid of this splash guard over here, though, by the looks of things. I don't know. Let me flip it over. And my 2.0 for this one is right here. Because I do have a battery track coming for this one. So either way, or for them each. I just thought from what I seen on Amazon that this one that came today was for my Typhon. Did not know that it was not for the Typhon. I'm going to keep this hardware separated. I do have other hardware that came in with the bag, so it's not like I've got to keep it from getting intertwined with the other. There's just so many screws you can put in something, you know what I mean? Although this one here doesn't look like it has as many. Yeah. 2, 4, 5. Only 5 screws hold that one in. That's it. And get rid of all the little debris that I see in here that gets stuck up underneath the battery trays. Because once it's underneath there, you can't get to it. You know what I mean? There's another rock. Oh, some grass. But this one also has that thing for the receiver tray. And it does. Yep, it sure is. This one here is for this. Y'all. Sure is, because this actually goes right up and screws down into the plastic from this bottom. So what I'm going to do, instead of taking all that apart, I'm just going to go right through the top and just remove the battery tray from the top of this. There's only 3 screws on the top. So let me grab that real quick. Working on this one piece at a time, y'all. Sorry. So what do you think of the videos? What do you think of everything that's been going on? We're at 26 minutes already, and hell, we haven't even gotten into the part of installing it yet. Pretty bad, huh? Yeah. But I think this one here goes for the Kraton. It lines up like it's for the Kraton. So my wife's Kraton will be able to hold 6S. Well, it could before, but it was a tight. And when I mean tight, boy, was it a tight fit. You had to find a special kind of battery pack to put in that, with no sparing room. I mean, you really had to be careful. And I'm thinking I did, or did I not? It looks like it has the stock servo tape from the manufacturer under here. May be wrong, but I may be right. There it comes. It's coming up sometime today. Nobody else gets into this detail. I've watched a lot of them and they just fast forward it. They're like, boom, it's done. No, it's not boom, it's done. You got to actually do the work. If you're going to do the hobby, you got to put the work in it. Oh, hand cramp. It's all right. I got it. We get it. We get it. We got it. Nope. That's my red servo tape right there, boys and girls. That shit is sticky. It's stickier than monkey snot. Yep, that's stickier than monkey snot. Oh, let's see. And yes, that's what makes it so nice, is you can literally, once you get that air to it, it literally just peels right back off so nicely. So there's that, and now I can go ahead and free that battery tray up. Now what I'm going to do here is I have got to pull these 4 screws out. Once I 3 screws, 4 screws, 3 screws. I got to pull these 3 screws out and then transfer this receiver box, because I'm not losing my receiver box, to that other new battery tray, and then we can start mounting things back up. That's basically what it is. 2.0 with 3 screws. Typhon actually had his part of the battery tray, and then you had to take the 2 screws off the bottom that separates it. This one here is part of the battery tray on one side, and the other 3 screws are holding the receiver box down to the battery tray brace, which is pretty cool. I see 2 screws. Yep, 2 screws. Boom. Separated it just like that. Now, I don't need to ruin the straps on these, because like I said, I am going to be reusing these straps. I got another vehicle I'm putting that particular battery tray in. And once I do that, that's going to make this job a whole lot easier. And then that goes like that. Take those 2 screws right back here. There's nothing wrong with this hardware that I just took out. So yes, I'm using the old hardware. And yes, I'm not putting Loctite on anything yet, due to the fact that I want to make sure everything fits. Okay? Once I'm confirmed that everything fits in, everything looks kosher, however you want to say it, looks right, then I will turn around and come back and put everything in. And that fits in there. Just like so. And there is barely room, but it holds in there. That's a bonus. Okay, I'll put my small straps around and the big straps through these ends here. That's the next purpose. Now, this is where I always end up having problems, because I always think the opposite of what it is. So yeah, I want to put this way and then zip it down that way. We're going to go from the back side in. We are doing that this time. If it'll let me. I don't know if it's going to let me. Yep, it is. And we're going to go through that hole right there. And then we'll come through this hole right around to there. Just like that. And we will do another one. And what I'm doing, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm actually taking the strap with the rough side facing up, the part that actually grabs. The smooth side goes down, just like so. You pull it through to wherever you think you want it. And then with mine, because I know I'm putting big batteries in this, there are several different holes. Well, there's 2 different size holes here. I'm going to the far outside because I know she's going to be running 8S in this. And those big 8S batteries are 8S batteries, y'all. That is no joke. I do not know if I needed to come through that area or not. Like I said, I got to take this all back loose anyway. Like I'm just doing right now is just basically what they call a dry fit. Okay, just a simple dry fit. And yes, those battery straps do need to come through these other holes. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull that strap right back out. Ain't like I got to pull much. I want to make sure I do everything right, y'all, because if I don't do it right now, it ain't going to be right later. Right? Right. And I know I will hear the no end of it. So I'm going to make sure I do this right the first time. Now that I see that everything's going to fit marvelously, I will make sure I go ahead and put a little Loctite on these, because I know now that it's going to work and work well in this situation. And then we're going to take this right through there. So how's everybody's week going? Seeing how this is going to be a midweek video, fill me in. You guys having a good week? As you had a whole lot of rain like we're getting today? Lord knows we're getting some rain today. We had it all day long. So as far as any outside running around today, unless you were planning on puddle jumping, you weren't going to be doing much of anything dry, that's for sure. All right, there's that. Now, with that being said, I should better is what it is. Not that I should. It's what I better do. Let's see. I need to take this probably from the receiver side. I'm thinking. Yep, definitely from the receiver side. So let me pull those two screws back out, because like I said, I told you I was going to end up having to do this a couple of times. I'm going to need to be able to put those battery straps through that holder, that hole's right there. And the only way that's going to work is if I get the electronic the receiver tray box out of the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that back out of the way just for a second, and then grab my battery strap. And I'm thinking, yes, double checking myself, yo, double checking it. I'm going to run that all the way through the very bottom, because there is no place to run it otherwise. And then we're going to pull that through this other side. We're in the very first hole. And then we're going to be able to loop this. Boy, I don't think they gave that one much room. No, they didn't. Well, what the hell? That strap don't look like it's long enough. By any means. And there's no other slots in that one. Maybe it just goes across the top. And it just squeezes down. But even that, ain't a whole lot of room there, y'all. Even if I pulled that up, it's still going to make it the same distance. See what I'm saying? That's not going to work. That battery strap is not going to work at all. So what I may end up doing is using the stock one, seeing how it is so much longer, and using this across the top of the battery to hold it down, and then reattach it to however it gets reattached on that, because we do have our ends here. And that comes back over and reattaches. This comes back over and reattaches. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. We'll just reuse the stock battery strap on that. That's how we'll fix that problem. All right, we're going to put our receiver box back on. And over yonder here, just off of camera view, I have a bottle. Well, not bottle. It's a tube of blue. It's a tube of blue. And yes, I shake my bottle. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Real good. You got to get it all mixed up. You know, don't use your Loctite without shaking it. And then you're just going to take a small drop. I said a small drop right there. Give it a little swirl so that it gets all the way around the threads. And mind you, this is probably going to go a few months before it gets ran, so I'm not worried about a whole lot of anything with it not having time to set up. So we're not going to worry about that. I'm going to take a rag in here, dry off the excess that's squished out. Check the bottom. Good. Grab the next one. Do the same thing. Whoop. Grab that. Grab it. Grab it, Neela, grab it. I grabbed it. It came out a little fast. I wasn't ready for it. Just a little bit. You don't need a lot of Loctite on these, guys. You don't need to submerge them. You just need to make it have what it needs. Just like that. Then you grab yourself a rag or something and wipe that excess off the head. Wipe your inside of your box out real good. Doesn't hurt any. I'm going to stick the little foamy thing back in there. Then I'm going to grab my flathead. And I'm going to take that and push that with just the head off to the side to keep the box somewhat watertight. It'll be pretty much splash resistant, I'll say that. We're not trying to do a whole lot of jumping with this thing in the water anyway, so that works. Then we slide all that back together. Then we're going to take all this and slide this into place. And then we'll see where our screws line up to go back into the chassis. And then we'll be ready to rock and roll here momentarily. Now, we got to find where our holes line up. Because I do not know. I'm going to have to get a flashlight, guys, so bear with me just a minute while I locate my holes for said project. Got the bracket for that. Okay. That's the one for there. It shows up perfectly right there. Let's see if I have to slide this forward any. Well, I can't slide it any further that way because now it's up into the gear on that. Hum diddy hum diddy hum diddy hum. Maybe that bottom brace here does have to go, because those holes, I'm telling y'all, that thing looks like it has to go way up into here, which means that piece right there has to come out, or yeah. Yeah, this edge. Okay, well, at least now I know. This may not be for everybody. This plastic side all has to come off. Yep. To fit the bigger battery tray, you got to lose your side guard. So this may not be for everybody. Just so you're all aware. There is no way that's going to fit without that, with that being in the way. None whatsoever. It's close, but it ain't that close. That boo-boo ain't getting that picnic basket. So we're going to go ahead and come into here. Remove these. As much as I don't like doing that. But like I said, she's only running this in grass drags, y'all. If she even runs it then. I run this thing more than she does. And I don't run it because I don't have her remote. At all. So, with that being said, that tells you a lot of what goes on here, or what is going on. And let's see here. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We're going to take this and not let it go. We're going to figure out what we got to move next. I'm trying to get as close as I possibly can. There it is. Boom. Boom shakalaka. And yes, that side guard right there that I'm pointing at, this one right here, has to go bye-bye. Yep. It's right into the spur gear. So let me slide that up. It shouldn't go over. All that weight's off of it now. Yeah, it isn't. Yeah, that's what I thought. It isn't a one size fits all. Okay, guys? That it isn't. Like I said, if anybody ever actually checks on my Amazon and any of the stuff that I buy, you will find comments down there explaining everything that I find with said product. If I find out they don't work on certain cars they say it does, trust me, it's in there. If I find out, like this, for instance, you got to modify the battery tray, take pieces off, put pieces on, separate this, separate that to make everything fit. Trust me, it's in there. It's in on them comments. I don't mess around at all. All right, now we're going to line that back up and that back up. We're going to put my finger in here now. Plenty of room. I can actually spin the gear and you can actually see the tires move. So that tells me something. We got our shizzle here lined up. So with that being said, I'm going to put this all back together again. I'm going to put in a couple just to kind of hold it so I don't lose it. And then I will come in here and start putting Loctite on my screws, because it is metal into metal. When it's metal into metal, you use blue Loctite, especially if you want to get it off. If you do not want to ever have to remove that screw again, and I mean you never want to remove it again, use red Loctite. You'll never see that thing ever come loose again. You will never get it there. And I promise you that. You'll never see that come off. You'll end up having to cut it off. Yes. Can you take heat and make it pliable again? Yes. Then you're stuck there having to use a thread cleaner to make it. Boy, that don't go in there at all. Does it go in that one? Yep, goes in that one. All right. We'll tighten you up into there. And then we'll come back over to this one, seeing how we're in the middle. We'll finish taking that one back out. Seeing how I only put it in there finger tight, y'all. Just finger tight. Put a little dab. Screw you back in. And I'm thinking there's one that goes right there too. So that is a very positive note. They're reusing a lot of the hardware in the key spots that needs the pressure kept at, which is a good idea. I have no problem with that. Do I kind of wish I'd keep my battery tray? Yeah. My side guard? Yeah, I kind of wish I had that still, but it wouldn't fit in there. There's just too much of a... There's just not enough room to slide it in and be able to still use your battery. There's just not. It would go right there. It's just not going to fit in there, y'all, at all. So now we're going to take that one out. Grab a little bit of blue Loctite. And stick it in that hole. Like so. Now I'm going to grab my flashlight again, and I'm going to look in here and see if there's any threads anywhere that need to be attached. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything at all, because I think that's the bottom of the battery tray right there, I think. Yeah, I can't get that down in there. Let's see, what else do I have? Yeah, there's nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. That's just a plate, 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 goes right to the plate, goes right to the plate. Okay, that's it. Now, whoa, what we gonna do? Slim Jim. We got battery clearance. We got ESC mounting area, or not ESC, the area for the receiver. And we have our battery location. Now, before I get too awful carried away, I have over yonder here a 6S battery, a globber hopper right there. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to read that or not, but I'm going to put it up here anyway. 8100 C battery right there, or yeah, 8100 mAh battery, 130 C. Yep, you heard that. 130 C discharge. That is a monster of a battery. Absolute beast. And we are going to attempt to figure out how these are going to go in. Oh, okay. Minor. It will fit left and right. No problem there. But it's not fitting front to back. So yeah, there is. Do we take the front one off and let the receiver box get met up with the battery? Or do we remove the back and wait for the battery to come out the back? Which it can't come out the back if I'm actually using the straps. Which I can't use the straps now because the straps are gonna have a support back here. Because of the size of the battery. Ain't that just a humdinger? And yeah, that's the sad part, is I've already literally have gone through and stuck all these things down. So now there's no, see, there's a screw hole right there. There's a screw hole there that a screw comes through. That's got a hole straight through there and there and there. Nothing there. Nothing there. I'm going to pause this while I think. All right. Well, as you can see, I did one of those pow things, okay? And yeah, battery tray's in there. Side guard was able to stay in there. There was 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. Four screws that hold the whole battery tray in, compared to the 6 that were kind of 6 that were in it. I was not able to keep the receiver container, the receiver box. So I move that up here, right here where my finger's at. That's now sitting there. All the wires are tied up away from the servo horn. The motor or battery gets plugged into here, boom, through the top. The balance port will get tucked up and redone up that way. You got your two battery straps here that go around it, and then you got this one here that goes front to back. And all I did is I took off the front support, which is this right here, so that my battery ain't gonna go no further than here, or her battery. It can't possibly come this far, because I've got the same support back here, right back here, to keep it, because the buckle, the loop that you put your Velcro through is sitting right there. It can't come any further than that, because the strap literally just goes around the battery. So there you all are. There's almost a whole hour of video there that I'm going to have to go through now and edit down so that you guys can watch it. So there you go. Thank you again for stopping by at Neil RC. Go out and have some fun, y'all.